If you are looking to start streaming and you want to make streams in high quality and at the same time achieve high FPS while gaming, this video is going to be for you. I will show you the best pre-built PCs for gaming and streaming at the same time. And I will also show you the level of performance that you will get when gaming with these systems. All the links to these pre-built PCs will be down below in the video description. With that being said, let's start. With the first one, we have the HP VicTooth 15L. This one has the i7 13700 and the RTX 3060 12GB version. Then you get a 1TB hard drive and 500 gigs of SSD alongside 16 gigs of DDR4 memory. Now this PC is going to be ideal for streaming on a budget, especially if you want to play at 1080p resolution and you want to have a high quality stream. Also, if you want to do streaming but not gaming, this PC is going to work perfectly fine for those type of streams, especially if you are on a budget under $1,000. This PC right now is on a $500 discount and it's $900, and you can replace the RAM to 32 gigs of RAM, and that's going to help your streaming because you will have more room to open more tabs while streaming. So upgrading to 32 gigs of RAM is going to cost you about $50, and in my opinion is worth the upgrade, especially if you want to do streaming. In terms of gaming performance, you can expect 90 plus FPS on average in high demanding titles on ultra settings, and I'm talking about very high demanding games like Cyberpunk 2077, The Last of Us Part 1. So if you want to play games like Fortnite, high FPS shooters, you can expect well over 240 plus FPS on average on competitive settings while streaming. And the reason why you can expect this high amount of FPS is because you get the i7 13700, which is a very nice processor for both streaming and gaming. Moving up a tier, for $1,200 we have the Empower PC from Amazon. This one has the RTX 4060 instead of the 3060, which is slightly faster when it comes to gaming performance, and then you get the Ryzen 7 5700X, which is an amazing 8-core processor for both gaming and streaming. The main difference here comes with the memory. Here you already have 32 gigs of RAM installed, and then you get a 500 gig SSD and 2 terabytes of hard drive, so you get more memory, more storage, and a slightly faster GPU. Now this PC is $1,120, not $1,200 as I said before. It was a mistake. So for the price, you are getting a very 1080p capable computer where you can once again expect 90 plus FPS on average at 1080p high to ultra settings on high demanding titles. Overall, a very nice PC for the price, but if you're working with under $1,000, the HP VicTooth I've mentioned before is going to be the better option. And then if you have more money to spend and you are looking to play at 1440p, then I recommend you getting the Skytech Blaze 4 Mini. This one is $1,430 and it comes with the Ryzen 7 5700 and the RTX 4070 Super. The RTX 4070 Super is much faster than the RTX 4060 and is a 1440p ultra settings capable gaming GPU. Then here you get 32 gigs of RAM again, which is going to be ideal for streaming, and since you get an 8-core processor and a very capable GPU alongside 32 gigs of RAM, you are going to be getting great streaming quality and also gaming performance at 1440p. On a 12M average at 1440p ultra settings on those high demanding titles I've mentioned before, like The Last of Us Part 1 and those type of games, the RTX 4070 Super was able to average over 100 FPS, while you can expect around 60 plus FPS on average with the RTX 4060, so it's a 40 plus FPS on average difference when it comes to gaming performance. So for $1,420 you are getting an amazing computer, and also it comes with a 1TB Gen 3 SSD, which is going to be perfect. Another important factor is the airflow. This system has plenty of airflow with very good ventilation and 3 pre-installed fans on the case. Then if you have more money to spend, I recommend you getting the HP Omen 40L. Now I've tested this PC myself, so if you want to see a complete review with benchmarks, you will have that video in the top right of the screen. But in a nutshell, this system comes with the i7 13700K and the RTX 4070 Ti. The 4070 Ti is faster than both the RTX 4070 and 4070 Super, and you can expect a slightly faster gaming performance, but this CPU is much more capable than the Ryzen 7 I've mentioned before when it comes to streaming. When it comes to gaming, both are going to perform very similar, and you will not notice a difference unless you are playing high FPS shooters, which usually require a more powerful CPU, and in that case, if you are playing for example a game like Fortnite, this system is going to be ideal for both gaming and streaming. Even though I do recommend you upgrading the RAM to 32 gigs of RAM for around $100 more because it's DDR5 memory, and don't worry, the links to the RAM and everything will be in the video description. If you upgrade the RAM, you are going to be getting an amazing 1440p and 4K experience experience while gaming and streaming. Even though if you are going to play at 4K resolution, I do recommend you turning on DLSS if you are going to be playing very high demanding titles, for example Cyberpunk 2077. That way you get higher FPS and you actually do not lose quality. I tested DLSS myself, which is the upscaler technology from Nvidia, and it works perfect. Then if you have more money to spend and you want to play at 4K resolution, I recommend you getting the O11 Dynamic from Skytech with the Ryzen 7 7800X3D, which is the fastest CPU in the entire market when it comes to gaming performance. And then you pair it with the RTX 4070 Ti Super, which is both a 1440p beast and also very capable of 4K resolution gaming. Here you get 32 gigs of DDR5 memory, so you do not need to upgrade the memory like the Omen 40L if you want to do streaming while having a bunch of tabs opened. In terms of gaming performance, on that same 12 frame average I've mentioned before, the 4070 Ti Super was able to average 120 FPS, which is a very high number considering we are talking about high demanding titles. And then at 4K resolution, it was able to average almost 70 FPS, and this is native resolution with no DLSS on, which I do usually recommend you turning on high demanding titles. So if you turn on DLSS, you can expect well over 80 plus FPS on high to ultra settings depending on the game. And since you get the 4070 Ti Super, it's also very capable of ray tracing, so if you want to turn on ray tracing and get even better image quality, you can do that and get an amazing experience even while streaming. And then if you want the best gaming and streaming PC for under $3,000, you can get the CyberPower PC Gamer Supreme from Amazon. This one is around $2,500 and it comes with the Ryzen 9 7900X, which is a 12-core processor that's going to be plenty for gaming and streaming at the same time. And then you get the RTX 4080 Super for the GPU, which is a 4K graphics card that will allow you to play any game no matter the setting, very high frame rates. Then you get a 4TB SSD and 64 gigs of DDR5 memory. Now I want to say that 64 gigs of RAM is not going to be necessary for streaming and gaming, but if you also want to do content creation, this PC is going to be ideal even if you are a professional content creator and you want to do streaming or gaming on the side. So this is a very complete overall system for anything that you want basically. And if you have more money than this, I will leave alternatives in the description for higher budgets in case you want the RTX 4090, which is the fastest GPU in the entire market. But in my opinion, this PC is going to be ideal on a high budget for everyone. In terms of performance at 4K resolution, you can expect around 80 plus FPS on average. And then if you lower the resolution to 1440p, you can expect well over 140 FPS. And if you turn on DLSS at 4K, you can expect well over 90 to 120 FPS depending on the game. So for gaming and streaming, every PC that I mentioned today is going to be perfect. The main difference between each PC is going to be the gaming performance and the resolution. So for example, if you go with the first one, the Victus 15L, it's going to be more for 1080p streaming, and then if you want to play at 1440p, then you are looking to upgrade your system. But in terms of just streaming without gaming, any system, even the Victus 15L for around $900 or $950 if you upgrade the RAM, is going to work perfectly fine. So if you want to do, for example, reacting videos and those kind of streams, that's going to be any system in this video is going to be just fine, and it all comes down to your budget and your needs. So if you want me to help you out one-on-one personal PC help, whether you want a pre-built PC or a PC build, in the top link in the description you will have a link where I will help you out. And if you want the best gaming system, no streaming but just gaming, then I do recommend you watching my video on the best pre-built PCs of the month that are on sale, and you will have that video in the top right of the screen. Thank you for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.